Okay, now everything that we have covered so far is going to help you when you have a calculator. I left these up here for review. BAE, base answer exponent. If you have no base there, what are we assuming? That's right, you rad workers, a base of 10. Okay. The reason I'm hammering that home, again, is because you, in the not too distant future, are going to be faced with a complex problem. Let me jog our memory and put the problem back up there. That looked so confusing. Log base 7 276 equals what? That might be an instance of a problem you see. Another instance of a problem you see is log 360 equals what? It is incumbent upon you, that is to say, it is your responsibility when you see something like this and we go to our calculator and plug that in to know the exact meaning of this number that your calculator is going to spit out. Because guess what? The calculator is only as smart as its operator, and if you put garbage in, you most certainly are going to get garbage right back out. Okay? So having these two put together, we can pull out our calculator. I'll be using a Texas Instruments TI-84. These are pretty common. Hopefully things will translate over. On this calculator, there are straight log functions, as we were discussing here. That is to say, when you use this button here, that does the exact same thing we were talking about, where it assumes a base of 10, okay? Or if we go a little deeper into the settings and use a different function, where we say, okay, we don't want to assume a base or a working number of 10, we want to assume a different number, we'll go in and select that option, okay? But for now, let's work with this one, okay? Log of 360. So, before we plug this into our calculator, to understand what we're putting into this, let's one more time translate all this out into plain language and say, okay, well, let's see. We got a log. There's no base laying around here, so what do we assume? What do we assume? 10. That's your base. B-A-E, B-A-E. So the next thing you have that's coming up there is your answer. We go straight to our answer. And the only thing that's remaining that we are missing is our exponent, whatever that number is, right there. Okay? So, of course, that's hard. I can't do that by mental math or anything. I'd be surprised if you can. So, that's why we have our calculators. Okay? What we're going to do, this is simple. Press log. You can see log shows up here. Type in 360. Hit enter. Well, it gives us that number. Why we went through all those exercises is that so you know the meaning of that number it spits out. And that number, the meaning of that, means that your exponent here, you can see it's not a whole number. It's in between 2 and 3 here. And we're going, okay, which means it's between 100 and 1,000 is what that's in between. 2.55. So if we were to write that in here then as a complete expression, we would say 10 to the power of 2.55 equals, I'll change the color here so we can be consistent, is our answer of 360. If you take 10 and you multiply it more than twice, but less than 3 times, 2.55 times specifically, that's the answer you're gonna get. Cool? Cool. I'll pause there for a sec and let that soak in. If you need to hit pause on the video, please do so now and repeat that. Okay. Now, let's attack our second question here. Log base 7 and an answer of 276 is what? In other words, we are asking ourselves, again, base answer exponent, with a base of 7 and an answer of 276, by how many instances did we have to multiply 7 together to get to this? Was it just 2 instances? Was it 4? Was it 5, 6, so on and so forth? I don't know. And again, I can't do that mentally. I'll be surprised if you can. So, that, of course we can. Take some more protracted mathematical techniques, but why would we do that if we have our calculator? We're going to use our calculator. On the TIE 4+, that will be the math button, okay? We're going to scroll through our options, go down here where we see log base. And you see how base is in all caps there. The reason being, it's saying, the calculator is saying, oh, looks like you want to use something else than 10 as your base. So, by using this option, I'm going to let you plug that base number in, okay? So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to hit enter. Here's what it gives me. You can see, whoa, that looks exactly like our format here. Minus the equal sign, of course, because, you know, that's what we're looking for to find, is what's in this red box. So, here comes the easy part. With this log base, I'm going to plug in 7 as my base. That's my working number. We know our answer per our format. That's what comes next here. It's 276. And that's all we know at this point, right? We don't know our exponent. So this is when I'm going to hit the solve button. Bam. Look at that. So what that gives you, because BAE, again, base answer exponent, in your log form, that means that we had to multiply 7 by 2.88 instances of itself to reach this specific number. Okay? In plain language, have 7 times 7 times almost a third 7, not quite, but 2.88 instances, less than 3 instances. It wasn't quite 3 instances of 7 to get to 2.76, but it's a discrete number in between the two whole numbers. 2.88 sevens mashed together equals, and multiplied together equals 276. Again, however your calculator functions, that's why you need to use the log base. If you use just the straight log 10 feature or the straight log feature, you're going to assume a base of 10. That's all I got, guys, for this session. Hope that helps. And keep BAE in memory.